Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the Curve Unplugged. This is Coach Keish. We're awaiting Nikki Dollars to join us, and tonight's topic is going to be He Cheated, So What? So please stay tuned in. We're waiting on Nikki to come on. All right, there's Nikki. Nikki, do we have you? Hello, hello, hello.
Hey,
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Just trying to adjust my settings here.
Okay.
All right. So, welcome everyone. And again, welcome to the Curve Unplugged every Wednesday night right here at 9 o'clock p.m. on the Curve Facebook page. Tonight, we are going to be talking about infidelity. He cheated, she cheated. So what? So what now? So what do you do now? We're going to talk about should cheating be the end all be all for your relationship? Is there any coming back? Or is it true that once a cheater, always a cheater? So, Nikki, what do you think?
Well, I think that anyone in a relationship can come back from anything if both the parties want to do the work to do it. Um, I don't think that everybody. Okay, so once a cheater, always a cheater. Anybody can change if they want to. Now, if they don't want to change and they've been a cheater all their lives and that's what they do, then yeah, they may or may not. But I don't think that it's the end all be all. I think that what happens to a lot of us is that we get our friends and family involved. So that's when it becomes a huge situation. Because now you got your girlfriend in, like, girl, he did what? And you gonna stay with him? And you got your mama in your ear, and your mama could never have had a man all your life. But she gonna tell you, girl, if I was you,
Right.
And then you have, and so that I think makes it a difficult situation for you at that point. But I find that a lot of couples and relationships manage to work after cheating. I personally, everyone I know who's married has the spouse, either my friend or the other spouse has cheated and they're still together. So I do absolutely believe that you can move on after cheating. And being that I have been the cheater and the cheatee, I know that cheaters do change.
So you're a reformed cheater?
Yes, I am.
So you would never cheat again?
I can't say that.
Well, if you're reformed, doesn't that mean that
Mm-mm.
you have found the error of your ways and you're
I
never
did.
going to go
Yeah, I
back
did.
down that road
I
again?
did find the error of my ways, but I can't promise I will never in life ever cheat, not cheat. That's not my goal. When I get into a relationship, I don't want to cheat. I don't want to go outside of my relationship. But just being honest, I'm gonna try really hard not to, because that's not what I would want to do at all.
Okay. All right. Well, I think about it like I wonder if when someone cheats, like are we almost condoning or giving them a free ticket to cheat again if there's no real ramifications to the cheating? It's like what should the us working past the cheat, what is that supposed to look like? Because I'm with you, I've been the cheater and I've been the cheatee, and I found
Mm-hmm.
that the people that I forgave for cheating, it almost
Mm-hmm.
seemed like I was telling them it was okay to cheat again at some point, no matter how difficult the the circumstances were, no matter how difficult the backlash was. It just seemed like once someone cheats on you, you take them back. You're almost saying to them, cheating is okay.
Well, I think it depends on the person. I don't think that. I think we have those. I've had that. Well, baby, I'm sorry, and they may be very sincere, because I believe that there are some serial cheaters who They are sorry for what they do. They really are sorry, but it's something else going on within them that will not allow them to be monogamous with one person. And I think that, and most of us, we want to find the good in people. And I believe that everyone can change. And I believe in second chances, but I think it depends on that person. I do think that if that person is really sincere, and I hear a lot of people saying, even I was watching the Jay-Z video. He did a video for the song, and he had Chris Paul on there. He had Chris Rock on there. He had the rapper. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Oh, I forgot his name, but I love his songs. And he had a couple of other men on there talking about cheating and loving and what it means to be married and what people see. And what Jay-Z's comment was, he didn't know how to love. He never grew up with his father, and he thought that after he met his father, that was it. He was okay. He was okay at that point to be free and to love. But his environment, he didn't come from a loving environment. He grew up on the street and selling dope and slinging. So he had the best intentions, but he just didn't know how to do it. He didn't know what to do. So now, in retrospect, he looks back and he realizes that what he says in one of his verses, that he almost lost the baddest girl in the world. He almost did Eric Benet. So he don't want to be Eric Benet. And he had there was so many people on there. The guy who plays on Blackish, Anthony Anderson. And Anthony Anderson's comment was, it hit him, and even in Jay-Z's song, he said it hit him when he saw the pain in his wife's eyes, when he felt it when he looked at her. And Jay-Z said the same thing, how he saw the innocence leave from her eyes once all that happened. So I think in those instances, those two particular men, they really wanted to change.
Okay.
So I think it's a very individualistic thing.
Right. Now, one comment we got was, I never met a man who doesn't cheat. So
I totally disagree.
I have, well, maybe for that person, but I can't say I haven't met any men that don't cheat. I can say that I don't think that there is a lot of people who can say they've never been on one side or the other of the coin. Like, we all have the potential to cheat. I'm not saying that we all will or we all should, we all have, but I think we all have the potential. But I do agree. I think that it does have to, it boils down to the individual, and there has to come a turning point in your life where you look at what you're doing and how you're doing it and decide you want to do something different and better. Because if you don't, then you just keep doing the same thing expecting a different result. We have a comment. I have no clue about women, but for a man, once there's infidelity, the love is gone. He may stay to cover his responsibilities, but things are never again the same. Thank you, Carlos. And I do think that for men, accepting your woman sleeping with another man or whomever she may sleep with it's because it's not an expectation. I think for women, we're almost raised to believe that's kind of an expectation.
How it
along
is.
the way, you will get cheated on. A man gonna be a man. A man gonna do what men do. So in so many ways, I think we are predispositioned to just wait for the cheat. Like, it's coming. Just wait. It's coming.
Right.
It's coming. But men are expected to find a wife who is a virtuous woman and only has eyes for him, saves her body for him and him alone. So I truly can understand why it is that for a lot of men, once the woman cheats on them, there's no turning back for her. Like, there's no amount of bath you can take. There's no amount of forgiveness that's going to happen as far as just, and I'm not saying no man has ever taken a woman back that cheated, but I do think because the expectations are laid out differently for us as we are reared, how in the hell do we expect, you know, when they say, well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, that's just
That's
never
not
going to
true.
happen. That's not even possible.
Mm-mm.
Because we're not reared to believe that. You never heard a man say to another man or a boy child, well, that's just a woman being a woman if she's out
Right.
there in the street cheating. But the instant a man does it, so many of our ancestors, you know, our grandmothers and mothers and great grandmothers have all said, well, girl, well, baby, that's how men are, and that's just a man being a man. So is it that monogamy then is an unfair expectation?
Well, I can say yes and no, depending again on the person. You know, just growing up and reading the Bible in the Old Testament, the men had many wives.
Absolutely.
So monogamy wasn't an issue. As long you could have had as many wives as you can afford to take care of. And I think as things progressed, as the years have changed, I don't know what happened, because you never, and anyone who's a Bible scholar and knows the Bible better than me, I don't know at what point in the Bible where everything changed. I remember, I think it was Paul writing letters to the churches, and he said a bishop should be a man of one wife. I think it was Paul. But I don't know when that changed. I guess that changed after Christ died. I'm not sure how that whole transition went down. But in the beginning, men could have as many wives as they could take care of.
And does
And
that
how
make in the Bible biased for men from the beginning? That's an argument amongst a lot of scholars and women who are saying, you know, this even biblically, we were set up to not get what we're expected to give. You know, to know that even biblically, so many men had several wives, like you said, as many as they could take care of. But the women in the Bible definitely were not. That was absolutely not the expectation. You were to have one husband.
Mm-mm.
So
No,
now, in some cultures, that is still acceptable. That
it
the
is
men have multiple wives, but the women in it only have the one husband.
one husband.
So
Absolutely.
I don't, you know, I wonder if, you know, is it just Western society? Is it just our belief that a man is supposed to be with just one woman? Like, you're in a relationship with this guy, and that's just our belief, our misconception that him being with just you alone is what's supposed to happen, versus a lot of men in other cultures definitely have several different wives, and you don't see those women really bickering, not to my knowledge, amongst themselves. We have a comment. Yes, it's a double standard, but a man will never accept their woman sleeping with someone else, no matter how much he cheats. Absolutely, I agree with that. And
I
I don't
think
know if I think anything's wrong with that, really.
I think you know, I agree with that, but I do think for men, and this is just my experience, the less people who know, the pill is still very hard to swallow, but it still goes down. The more people who knows his woman was out here in the streets doing whatever, that really makes it unforgivable. But if not that many people know, he still may leave, but a lot of times that makes it a little more feasible for them to stay. Because not everybody know what she did. So he can still save face.
I agree. I think from what you said in the beginning of the conversation, the more people that are involved in the knowledge of what's going on, I think carries so much weight on both sides. For the women who can forgive and move forward, and then for those who can't. Because I am a firm believer that the people around you and what they think carries a lot of weight in your decision making.
Yeah.
And for those of us who say, no, they don't, then we wouldn't even bother to tell people if that was the case. If you didn't want to care, if you didn't really care what they said or what they were going to do, the truth is the people in your circle, they carry it, and they could be right. Now let's be clear. What they're saying could be correct in the sense that when you're in an unbiased position, meaning I'm on the outside and I'm looking at it for what it is, I'm not looking at it through loving eyes, necessarily. I'm
Right.
not in love with this person. I don't want them you know, in that way. I'm not intimate with them. So I could just see it at face value. Here's what it is.
Right.
This is what he did. This is how you feel. You deserve better than that. The end.
Right.
But the more people we tell, then the truth is that their opinions of it has bearings on our next step.
Absolutely.
Bearings. Why is it automatically thought that the man cheated and now she cheated?
And Kiara says the humiliation and betrayal matters. I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, I always say to whomever I'm with, like, I hate to be the last one in on the joke. That thing, oh my God, that thing bothers my soul. Because here's a word I don't think we use enough these days, or a concept. It's called discretion.
Mm-hmm.
Now you at work and you doing your thing, and your man, woman, whoever riding around town in your car with somebody else. Like, you didn't even try. You didn't even try to conceal your foolishness. You just boom, here I am. Here it is. This is what I'm doing, and everybody else knows. And now I'm hearing this shit. You got this person girl, this person that took a phone picture, sending the picture.
Yeah, I just saw someone
on the internet.
Car. On
what the hell? So what do you want me to do? Yeah. Thank you. I'm right here at the light. Bitch, hold on. Answer your FaceTime. Let me turn the camera around.
Yep.
Like, discretion. Like, what the hell? So you just gonna cheat, do your shit. I don't know nothing. I'm just working. And then expect me to say, oh, well, we gonna keep, and as soon as they get caught, you know what they say? You need to keep people out of our business.
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
You put everybody
in our business. Because you out here in these streets being reckless. I just, man, Now, if there's something that happened and we wound up having a discussion about it, and we can make a decision as to what it is that we're going to do about this, whether it's get over it, go to counseling, whatever, then that's between us. And maybe we have shared it with our pastor or very close friends or whomever. But when you out in the street, especially at this dated age of technology, and you just don't care. Yes. Everybody knew my husband had his coworker pregnant but me. See? Really?
And then I'm questioning, okay, I don't have a lot of friends who I work with, but somebody tell me something. Everybody walking around the job looking cockeyed at me, and I'm thinking I got something stuck on my shoe, or maybe something on my dress.
What's going on?
No, this nigga got this heifer pregnant, and y'all just look at me like I'm crazy. And you wonder why people go postal. No, joking. But
no, you ain't.
Right. But I'm not condoning cheating or any of that. But I do agree it's between the two people. And the more people get involved, the harder it becomes, I think, for that couple to really try to reconnect and get it to work. So we have another comment.
Okay.
When a done deal for me, if you have an affair and a baby comes out of the deal, I can't. That means you going raw. And you know what? That I hear you. I hear you. Is it Conchia? I'm so sorry. I don't even want to chop your name.
Chonica? Janice?
Okay. I think we need to get hooked on phonics.
Yeah.
I agree with you. But you know what I am going to say how crazy it is. Most men do go raw. I don't know why. I know a lot of guys that just will not. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but I hear what you're saying. And when I'm in a relationship, I think about, like, you went out with this person and you didn't even use a condom. But Shancia, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty.
We got you in. Have unprotected sex with their other women.
Well, you know what? I mean, my take on that, though, is a little different. Simply because the child is just evidence of the fact that he went in raw, right?
Right.
But that don't mean just because no baby happens that he didn't.
Exactly.
Let's be 100, because there's plenty of women out here on birth control, plenty who'll go have the abortion, plenty who take the morning after pill. There are so many other. My thing is, when you cheat, I want to deal with that, like, because I am a believer that cheating is symptomatic of something else.
Right.
So
absolutely.
cheating just becomes the thing that we can point at and say, look what you did to me. Look what you did.
It's tangible.
You did to me. Exactly. Yeah. The baby is tangible, because now, even if I forgive you, I still got to look at little Mike now for the next at least 18 years. I got to look at him grow up. I got to know that you and his mother will still be in contact with each other, because now you have a child. The fact that he went in raw is not determined by whether or not there was a baby involved, because he could have been going raw and she still didn't get pregnant. Okay, so let's be mindful of that.
Thanks, Kiki. And you know what? And I remember a couple of years ago when it came out that Jay-Z had cheated on Beyonce. So then you have women saying, "Oh, if Beyonce got cheated on, there ain't no hope for us." And I agree with what you said, that cheating is symptomatic. Because even listening to what he said the other day, he could have been with Beyonce, No Nonce, Keonce.
Y'all gonna make me go bust some. Don't do that. Don't bust no windows out. Don't do it.
What happened?
You know, my question is, somebody said that we gonna make them go bust somebody windows out. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, no.
That's not what we're saying. We are not. The Curve-Unplugged did not say bust the windows out the top.
We do not condone.
We do not condone violence
in public.
Don't bust the windows out.
We don't condone that in public.
No. But here's what I'm thinking. When you deal with when brokenness is a part of your everyday, then you do broken stuff. Okay? Cheating is a behavior of brokenness for a great number of people. I think, like, Eric Benet was a sex addict. I never heard of it until him. I'm not even gonna say it's not a real thing, but I'm gonna say that his situation to me is set aside from what we're talking about here. A lot of times the cheating is symptomatic of some other insecurity that manifests itself in a way that is unhealthy. That's just the reality of it all. So the cheating is symptomatic of a bigger problem. Now, what is the problem? That's what we want to get at. Right. Because I know that as women, you know, we work hard. We think we're doing all these things great. I'm a great woman. I'm being good to you. I'm doing all my stuff. I'm going to work. I'm washing the clothes. I'm cooking your meal. You know, I'm doing all these things. But communication is key in relationships. And all the time, it is important for us to make sure that we are communicating in such a way that we understand where our weaknesses in our relationships. Because I was once upon a time married, and I'm very transparent about the fact that I made a shitty mess of a relationship. Him and I should not be married today. He's a great man. He always was a great man. I was the mess in our relationship. Now, along the way, he did sleep with someone else. She got pregnant. They have that child and another child together now. But our issue didn't start because he cheated with her. Our issues began long before the cheating ever happened. So I think that cheating is just tangible. Having little babies with other people is a tangible situation. But the reality is that if you're honest about what's really going on, in most cases, the issue that led to the cheating existed before the cheating ever happened. Unless you were with the Eric Benet Somebody who just simply can't get enough. Can't. Just no matter how much they get, they need some more. But for most of us, that's not the case.
Right. And you know, even you like you said, a lot of the communication, and especially if you've been with someone for a number of years, just like with us naturally, what's important to me now wasn't important to me 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
So you could be doing the same thing you were doing 20 years ago, but it doesn't matter to me right now because I've evolved, I've changed. So that's not good. And you could be a good man because, again, good is relative, but what you're doing is not good for me.
Right.
So we definitely have to keep those lines of communications open as to, you know, this is not working for me. You know, even the way you touch me, the way your hands are so rough, and when they rub on my skin, I get little cuts. Like, I don't like that.
What kind of damn hands are those?
I'm just saying, it could be anything. I'm just making, I'm giving an example. Or
okay.
You used to like fat backs in your collard greens. Now you got high blood pressure. You can't eat fat backs. So don't cook me no fat backs. Can you make some smoked turkey or something? I mean, and I know those are over exaggeration, but those are just little things that we take for granted. And now it's like, I told this woman I can't eat fat backs. Every week she want to put some damn high blood pressure fat backs in my food, and I'm sick of it. So now I'm finna go over here to Lulu, where she got these vegan. Fresh, yeah, and she got these fresh turkey necks. So yeah, that's what we gonna do. Freddy Krueger. No, I'm just using that as an example. Shanisha says,
what did she say? No, go ahead.
That's the first step that most people won't do, and that is their own wrong in a relationship. And I agree. We all know that there are two of the biggest things that hurt, that make relationships go sour: finances and communication. When there is no communication, there's no way you can be in a relationship. And I know as I got older, communication was never on, like when I was younger, it was never on my top list. You know, you have that list of everything you want in a person, in a mate, and communication wasn't on there. It was just like, I want somebody I can have a good time with. But as I'm getting older, I realized I need to be able to talk to you. I need to be able to have a conversation with you. We need to have some stuff in common, because as you get older, you can't run like you did before. You're not working 12, 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know, you're slowing down. So you're spending more time with this person. And if you can't talk to them or you don't like them, what you think?
I totally agree. I think that, you know, there's this thing that people used to say, however you get them is what you got to do to keep them. But I think that that's a cookie cutter concept, in the sense that, like you said, what was important to me 20 years ago is not important to me today. So what we, as a couple, we have to grow and evolve together. Like we have to grow towards an understanding of one another together. Maybe we met in the club. Maybe back then we were in the club every single weekend, just making it happen, you know. But now I'm in my 40s and I get sleepy fast.
Yes.
I can't go, and I'm not gonna be able to go to the club every weekend like we used to. But if that's what we did when we first got together, and we still 20 years later trying to do the same thing, then I could see where one of us may have grown past that thing, and the other person is like, well, what's wrong? Because I always did this.
Right.
What's wrong? I always hung out with my homies Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. You didn't have a problem with it back then. Now you have a problem with it. Well, now it's 20 years later.
Right.
Now it's 5 years later. Now it's 4 years later. But the reality of it is that what you did to get them may not be what you have to do to keep them.
Right.
It could easily not be. So again, as a couple, we have to constantly be in communication. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. You know, for me, before I got married, well, no, let me correct myself. Before I got divorced, I didn't understand what the vows that we take, what those vows really meant. And I think if more people spent time really studying those vows and understanding what you're signing up for in a marriage, maybe a lot of people just wouldn't get married. Because I think a lot of people want a wedding, but they don't want the weight of the marriage that comes along with it. Because that marriage, that lady who walked down the aisle in that dress that was a size 5, she may not be able to fit that dress 20 years from now. That man who was picking you up and carrying you over the threshold on day one when y'all got married, he may not be able to lift your ass 20 years later.
No.
And it may not be because you changed physically so much, but it could be that he did. Our expectations in our relationships cannot just be on day one when I met you, I said I needed this, and this. 20 years later, I still need you. Come on. We have to evolve. Or cheating again is just a symptom of a bigger problem.
Right. Congratulations, Chauncey. Been married for 20 years. That's awesome.
Wow, congratulations. We need you on the show, girl.
I know. To tell us how you did it,
tell some folks how to make this thing work.
How you did it. Carlos, we're not trying to be one-sided. So if you have something to say, let us know. When we can't. And honestly, we can only really be transparent from a female's perspective, because that's what we are. We're not men. We're not trying to be men. We can just speak to our experiences with men, but no, we're not the expert on the male species. So you have commentary, you have some points you want to let us know, just go ahead and comment. We were definitely not trying to be one-sided. We were just trying to talk to our women and let them know that, hey, first of all, all men don't cheat. I don't believe every man cheats. I just don't believe that.
No.
Now, we don't have a number to call in, Stefan. Okay? Thanks. But so no, we don't believe all men cheat, Carlos. We just go by what our experiences are. And we have been involved with some very great men, and we have been involved with some very not so great men. So we're just talking about experiences. Yeah,
and as I said earlier, I was married to an amazing man, and I don't take anything away from him. He was not the issue in our marriage. I was the mess in our marriage. So I don't take away from him his greatness because the marriage failed. The reality of it is, I know that there were things that I did, and even things that I was taught to do growing up, that were detrimental to any relationship I would have been in. That whole concept of don't let your right hand know what your left hand doing. There were certain times he would question something I did, and I would just cuss him out. That's your money to do it? Then don't be asking me no questions. There were plenty of times that he couldn't. There was a fine line of what he was privy to, and there were things that he just was not, and I wished he might try to ask. And I was raised to believe that that was okay. Mm-hmm. So when you know better, you do better. Bottom line, sometimes you got to make a mess of a situation in order to get you right to do better in your next situation. So even for the guys who cheated, even for what Jay-Z said, sometimes you got to see the mess you made in order to try to fix it.
Yeah. And that goes on both parts. It goes for women who cheat and the men who cheat, because not only men cheat, women cheat too.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing we have to remember. And one thing I do want to say is, for a lot of men who believe that women only cheat for emotional reasons, that's so very far from the truth. Now, there are many of us who do, but there are many of us who just thought that was a real good piece of ass, and we want to keep hitting that. It got nothing to do with no emotions. The dick was just good.
The end.
That's it. So Amen. don't always, I hate to hear men say, oh, when a woman cheats, it's, she's just gone line, sinking, hook, whatever. No, that's not always the case. We can hit it and quit it and keep it moving, just like some men can. Just wanted to share that.
And a lot of that does come from men have flings, but women have affairs. If that head fight, really?
I mean, if the head is good, we just gonna keep going back and getting it, right?
I mean, but why shouldn't? Well, no, let me not say
Why
that.
shouldn't you? No, you absolutely should. No. We're not condoning cheating. That's not what this is. We're not condoning you guys to cheat. What I was just trying to do is state that all women do not cheat just for emotional reasons.
Right.
They have flings as well.
That's
all I was trying to say.
That's all you was trying to say?
That's it.
I mean, I look at it like being sexual compatibility can also change over time as well.
Yes.
Most especially since, as we get older, a lot of times health reasons come into play, and a lot of people libido drastically changes when their health situation changes, and then that could easily, if your spouse or your partner is used to,
They said I'm a serial cheater. I am not a serial cheater. Y'all mean. Get off our
But I think there's so many reasons, and sexual incompatibility. I wonder how long I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, because I don't want to knock anybody's health condition. Like, I don't want to say if you have a health condition and you can't do it, then you should be okay with your spouse cheating. I don't want to say that.
But listen, you can do other things. You have to be open. If you know you got high blood pressure, you got a heart condition, and them pills is not letting you get it up, you need to start getting better at other things. Or they got the purple pills. And there's this new doctor in South Florida that say he don't care what kind of health conditions you got, he can help you out. So,
but now, isn't that scary though? Because I know that I've listened to a lot of those commercials. They come on real late at night about.
But don't call them.
Those commercials come on about the pill. You could take this pill, but then there's that disclaimer that says if you have heart conditions and you have this and that, you shouldn't take this medication. So I'm not suggesting anybody do anything unhealthy in order to have sex, but I am saying that because of the comment you made about women always cheat for emotional reasons, sometimes we cheat just to have an orgasm. Sometimes you just want an orgasm. Like, you just want anybody else just want an orgasm. The end. Like, not anything complicated. I don't want to know about your day. I don't want to know.
I know we're finna go off subject, but you ever had that orgasm where you just like lose consciousness for a couple of seconds? Okay.
Yes, it's called a soul snatch. It's called a soul snatch. When they done snatched your soul out your body, when your soul has been snatched, what are you supposed to like?
Like the earth,
like you for a minute, you just step back and you just look around and just wonder, like, where has this been my whole life? What was I doing with my life that I didn't know about this?
Right.
That's called a soul snatch. That's called a soul snatch.
Listen, we're not condoning y'all to cheat. We're just making references. Okay? This is not cheating condonement. Okay? Okay.
Is that a word?
I don't know, but I just made it up, so yes, it is. And then you tremble. Yes, God. Y'all, see, I knew it was going to go off subject. So listen, everybody doesn't cheat. But back to the health issues, I think that you have to be willing if you want to be with that person, because we're human. And, as women, a lot of times we can stay sexually active longer than men because we don't have some of those issues. So you.
Yes, Stefan, forget where you at. You're right. Sometimes you forget where you at for a little bit. What day it is, was the sun shining when you got there?
What?
You can't find your other shoe. Like, a lot of stuff. You don't know where you parked your car. Like, a lot of stuff, man. It's not right.
You forget your underwear.
Oh, or they on inside out or backwards. It's a lot of stuff that can happen to you.
Again, we do not condone cheating. We are not condoning. No, we don't condone.
Are you really in the camera that close? Listen, I'm saying is that infidelity for me is not necessarily the end all be all.
Right.
Because I go back to what I said originally, that it is symptomatic of something else. And we just gotta talk. You still got whipped cream on your neck when you get home and you went to Walmart.
We're not gonna go there, Stefan.
Stefan, really?
We're not.
We need to talk. I don't know what you got going on, but wow.
Always saying,
are you going home with the whipped cream? What you gonna say happened?
It's real sticky. And it's just uncomfortable. Okay, so yeah, cheating is a bigger symptom of something else going on in a relationship.
Yes, and we need to address those issues in order to decide where do we go from here. Like, I don't think that we should throw the baby out with the bathwater. I don't believe in throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I believe that we do need to take a step back and see, as far as the relationship is concerned, like, where do we go? Where do we go from here? Because maybe wherever we are, whatever got us here, we are not able to cross that bridge. So thereby, now we have a different issue going on. And maybe we just need to sit down and have a conversation. Maybe we need to go use the Pop Rocks next time.
I don't know.
Pop Rocks.
Them things you used to eat and they make that noise in your mouth, they crunch and it pop.
And you put that where?
I don't know. I was trying to talk about how we can get past cheating.
Shancia, like the Pop Rocks?
Well, I guess that's why she been married 20 years, because she pop rocking over there.
God damn it. Okay. I'm gonna do some research.
I think I made me lose my train of thought.
Yeah, I totally fell off the wagon with that.
Dang. Well, and sometimes
you don't know what you want to say.
Maybe it's not for you to work. Maybe after the cheating, it's not for y'all to even work out. Maybe it's gotten so far. Sometimes it can, but maybe it's not. Because what I do know, being in a family where there was cheating involved, the work is hard. So it wasn't only work for us kids. We had to see our parents go through that. And that's hard, trying to build trust up again, trying to even be vulnerable with that person. So that is a very long process. And if you're not willing to do the work, it won't work. You have to be willing to put in the work. And I don't know how much work it takes for you. Every couple is different, but know that there is going to be some work and it's going to be difficult.
On both parties. Like, don't tell somebody you forgive them and then wash their face with their mistakes every day of the week. Like, don't keep, well, when you did this, like, it doesn't help. There's no way to move forward like that. But I agree with you 110% that there's so much work involved. You really have to weigh your options. Like, has this just gone too far? Are we too far left at this point in time that there's really no coming back from where we are? You know, especially if you're in an emotional cheating situation where the person that you were dealing with, you are emotionally tied to that individual. What happens then?
Right.
Because, again, it's one thing to just randomly, see someone walking by and be like, I like that. That's nice right there. I think I'm going to check that out. That's one thing. But to have somebody who, all those things that you don't do at home or you're not doing with your spouse, like you said, the communicating, the talking, the laughing together, the dreaming out loud together. If you've got to that place where you're doing this with someone else, is there even a road back from there?
Right.
Is there a road for you guys back there? Because the more things that are involved, the more work has to be done. Even down to did they have a baby with the other person? Now you got to factor in that the baby mama or the baby daddy is going to always be in the picture because there's a child involved now.
Right.
But is that more work than if this person just says to you, hey, not only did I cheat, but I fell in love in the process. Like I truly care about this person. I'm in love. I fell in love with this person. Maybe we can fix our marriage, but I'm not going to lie to you and say I don't have feelings for them.
Right. How do you move on after your spouse or whoever tells you they're in love with somebody else? I can assume that would be very heart-wrenching and difficult to do. I see somebody.
And if you're the person that fell in love, can you just stop loving that other person?
No. I mean, I don't think so. Maybe some people can say yes, and I don't believe it. I know there are people who I'm not with, and I still have love for them. I probably still love a couple of them. Does that mean we're going to get back together, or I think we should? No, but I still have that love for them. This is just my personal opinion. I think Kirk is a serial cheater. I think Kirk got some real world issues, and he's just a serial cheater. I think there's some other issues going on between him and Rashida that haven't surfaced, because this is not the first time he's done this to her on national television, so everybody can see. And I think the issue now with her is not only is it not the first time, now there is a child involved. So I think this just makes that hurt even more gut-wrenching. Not only did you cheat again, you cheated again, now there's a baby. And not only did you cheat again and there's a baby, you cheated in front of billions of viewers. So the whole world knows that you done cheated on me more than once, and now you got a baby, possibly. So I think that's where Rashida is, and not only that, what we have to realize too, with situations like those, her kids are going to be able to see this stuff. Because once you're on TV and internet, this stuff never goes away. So now you have little kids, they'll be able to Google this.
She broke herself.
When? Yeah. She says
She says he broke her. I said she broke herself.
She said
she broke herself. Because once again, Chauncey said, here we go.
Yeah.
This isn't his first time out the gate cheating. I think that this is why children that happen outside of marriages, this is why those kids get mistreated. Because now this becomes grown people problem. This is not about your grown ass bull crap. This is about a child. So the child becomes your target of what you hate so much. The child winds up getting mistreated and not well taken care of by that other parent if they're trying to salvage their marriage, because he dare not give a damn that his other child over here got an award ceremony at school, and it may conflict with the fact that you wanted to go to the grocery store on Saturday. He dare not say, well, he's sick and his mama taking him to the emergency room, and now I got to go over here to the emergency room. He dare not say that. So shame on us as women when we want to shame somebody into not taking care of the child properly. I think that is absolutely what happened.
Okay, so I didn't mean to cut you off, but wait, we got two people on here that said they are currently dating men who have girlfriends, and he doesn't do half the things for the other girl that they do, and they have deep feelings for each other, and it's like they're a couple.
Okay.
And the Curve said, Cariel, me too. So, okay, please explain. Cariel and the Curve. So it says we're like a couple, Cariel, but it sounds like you guys are in a relationship. I mean, I'm not judging as far as who you're dealing with. Oh, the Curve, your man got a wife. Ooh. Okay. But now we can't get over each other. And we've been friends for an entire year before we dated. And, I can't say that hasn't happened to people where you're friends with somebody and you may know they have, y'all may work together and y'all see each other every day. And I'm not saying I'm not condoning what y'all doing. She's been seeing this man for 7 years, a married man for 7 years. Okay. I forgot what I
This is a
was
whole
saying.
nother show. This is another show. That is another show. That's another show. That's another show. You never do. Carrielle, you never do. I don't consider myself a side chick though. Okay, so does his wife know that you and him are dating?
Or right? Does his other girlfriend know that you and him are dating?
No, this one here said that the person has a wife. Does the wife know that you and him are a couple?
Don't log off.
Huh? Does she know or no? Because y'all sister wives, if y'all equally know about each other and everybody's okay with their place in it.
But so does his girlfriend know about you, Carrielle? Oh, so the Curve, she knows who you are. Okay.
Well, then y'all sister wives. The end. That's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother show.
How did we get here?
I want to thank you ladies who are sharing this, because I've been in the same situation. I knew him for 7 years. I knew him for 7 years. We were, after 7 years, we saw each other again. We started seeing each other. It got really serious. Okay. And the whole, in the 7-year period, he got married to somebody else. But I'm not condoning it, because I don't see anything good coming out of it. At least for me, nothing good came out of it at the end. But I met her at the supermarket once. So does that mean y'all met and knew I'm his girlfriend, you his girlfriend, we both girlfriends to him? Or y'all
Keldrick, we're in South Florida, the Miami Fort Lauderdale area. Where are you at?
He in South Florida too. What are you talking about?
You mean where we at right now?
Well, okay. So here's what I want to ask you ladies to do. Next week, we want to talk about this.
This is interesting.
Exact subject on next week's show. I really want to talk about this next week. I think that next week is a perfect time for us to discuss this subject.
I hope Carrielle and the lady at the Curve, please come back next Wednesday, or even inbox us so we can
absolutely because we absolutely need your input and want your input. Yes, so please inbox us, both of you ladies, so that next week, and Shancia, we need you next week as well. 20 years of marriage, we need you next week. Yes. We need all y'all back next week. Stefan, Keldrick, we need all y'all back next week. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this, because I'm not even gonna front. I've been here where you are right now, Kelsia. I've been where you are, lady from the Curve. Not for 7 years, but I've been where you are. So we want to talk about this, and not from a judgmental place. I want to have an open conversation, because the only way that we make a difference, and the only way that we make changes in our world, is that we talk about it. Again, I think that marriage is sacred. I do truly believe that. And again, I had to make some bad decisions in order to get it. So, and I'm not telling you that you're making a bad decision. I just want us to be able to have an open conversation about it. So next week, hey, Kels, who could you
and
change
Stefan,
your name to Kels? Why we gotta be Keldrick?
Oh,
really?
Oh, he said he's single.
Really,
y'all? Keldrick Mobley, he's single.
Okay, so bring your single self back here next Wednesday at 9 p.m. We're gonna start 9 o'clock sharp. And this is going to be our subject next week. So we need all of you guys back next week. We are out of time for tonight, but we want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for giving us next week's topic.
Yes. Ain't that so? That's so, y'all so good.
Week. Y'all is amazing. We love y'all. So tune in next week, 9 p.m. for our Facebook Live, the Curve Unplugged. We will be here 9 o'clock next Wednesday. We do this every week on Wednesday. We are trying to get more days in. Trust us, we're working on it. But right now, it's Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock p.m. Please come back. Thank you all for tuning in to the Curve Radio Show. Follow me on Instagram at The Curvy Alchemist. And Nikki, how do we follow you on Instagram?
You can follow me on Instagram at _Nikki Dollars. And I just want to say, everybody who is commenting on our lipsticks, you can also go to Curve Cosmetics on Facebook and Instagram at Curve Cosmetics to get you some.
Absolutely.
So, thanks for watching.
All right. See you next week, guys. Good night.
Same place, same time. Bye-bye.